fantastic. They got the nose cone on. That means it's nearly finished. Yeah, all the fins are on properly and fully attached. Oh, and they managed to salvage enough tungsten together to make the body. Brilliant. Oh, they even gave it a paint job. Look at that. Oh, this is so exciting. It's nearly finished. There's just one more piece to add. Things were going so well. After everyone saw how cool my flamethrower was, they all went in for procedures. Everyone wanted to get augmented. Some people got lightning shooters. Some people got metal skeletons. The people on the watchtower got binocular vision. It was a little funny seeing their eyeballs come out on stalks, but they could see to the horizon, and that was fantastic. It's a shame that all they could see was just Triffid after Triffid after Triffid. I wonder if anyone else is suffering like we are. We aren't the only place to have seeds. All we wanted was a little vegetable patch, something fresh to eat. We put the seeds in the nuclear earth, and then the mercury rain came, and this. Rob went in for a procedure as well. I hope he's pleased with what he got. It's a shame. Everything was going so well. We were finally pushing the Triffids back, finally gaining some ground. And then everyone had to stop to recharge their power cells. All that dancing. That was the death of us. I once saw a whole group of us get taken out doing the hokey cokey. That was a grim day. So we had to come up with another idea. Science Club got together, me, Pete and Brenda. And we got to thinking. The Triffids were trying to get in to get to the generator. And the generator's green. And the Triffids thought that because it was green, it was one of them. And so they were trying to get in and save it somehow. And then Rob gave me the power cell. This. It's made out of the same stuff that the generator uses. And it's also green. So logically, the Triffids should be after this as well. So we thought if we put it inside a bomb, we could shoot it off far away from the settlement. And then the Triffids would go after it. And when they're all crowded around it, we could explode it. And then the Triffid menace would be gone. Well, that's the idea. And we're nearly finished. I just got to put this inside. Never loaded a bomb before. I need to be careful. Oh. So far so good. Careful. Ooh, gentle. Careful. Careful. Yes. I think that's it. Put the shell back on. Bomb's ready to go. It's a good job they put the nuclear symbol on the front just so no one else gets too close. Oh, I would just have to charge it. But we can't run off the nuclear energy. It has to run off our own reserves. It's the last of our reserves, so I hope it's enough. Here we go. Yes, it's charging. Oh, finally, the end's in sight. We'll get rid of the Triffids, finally. I think Rob would be really pleased to know that his gift is going to such a good cause. I should really show him this, he'd be really excited. Rob? Rob?
Oh, joy feelings and salutations, citizen.
Salutations, citizen Rob.
What's this now?
It's a bomb. It's gonna finally rid us of the Triffids once and for all.
And I know it's a bomb, I can see it's a bomb, and it's apparently siphoning the last of our energy. But how is it a bomb? Why is it in the middle of the vault as well?
Well, you know Science Club? Me and Pete and Brenda?
Yeah.
Well, we all got together and had a good think. You remember the green thing you gave me?
The nuclear cell that I made by siphoning power from the generator so that you could replace the 9-volt battery in your chest that's powering your cybernetics. Yeah. I remember that, yeah.
Well, we figured that if the Triffids are trying to get in to save the generator, that they'll want to save the green cell as well. So we thought if we put it inside a bomb, we could fire it away from the settlement and the Triffids would follow.
Okay, so that's good logic. So after they've followed the green glowing thing because they think it's one of their own, won't they just come back again?
Here's the clever thing. Once they've all crowded around, we're gonna make it explode.
A nuclear detonation.
Yep.
Well, that explains the warhead, but alongside every nuclear detonation, you do realise there is an EMP,
Oh.
an electromagnetic pulse,
Ah.
that will literally shut down all of our cybernetics, and not only that, but will probably shut down our nuclear generator as well. And if the bomb goes off too close to the vault, then there is, of course, the ensuing nuclear winter to deal with, and we'll probably be blown right back to the Stone Age on top of that.
Oh. Well then, in that case, we should probably hope that the emergency power reserves are enough to get the bomb far enough away.
Yeah, we should really hope that. Otherwise, we are very much going to be stuck at home for the foreseeable future. And since we're already stuck at home for the foreseeable future, I would rather not be stuck at home even longer than that.
We'll only know for sure once the bomb's fully charged, and there's plenty of time left before it is, so we should think of something to do to pass the time.
Yeah, that's actually a very good idea. Why don't we take the time to spin a yarn, the likes of which we never spun before?
That's a fairly good idea, but why don't instead we weave a tapestry, the likes of which we've never woven before?
We could do that, but I am feeling a little low on charge right now, just a little bit. So if we lead ourselves on a merry dance, we can get a bit of charge going at the same time. We go on a merry dance, the likes of which we've never danced before.
That's a brilliant idea.
I can already feel it charging my cells up.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant. This feels fantastic.
Although maybe we should go get ready while we do this.
Ooh, dance and get ready. Very much. Come on, Rob.
Okay, off we go. There is a place unlike any other that currently exists on this planet. On this Dust Bowl Earth. This Dust Bowl Earth that is infested with Triffids, with plants that are constantly trying to devour and eat us at every single opportunity. There is a place on this Earth where cybernetics are not the norm, where people haven't locked themselves in vaults. There is a place on this Earth, high up in the highest mountains, where the air is clear of dust and you can breathe deeply. You can breathe so deep that it feels like the air itself is bringing you freedom from this quarantine that we find ourselves in. This story comes from a place called Nepal, that in the long ago, in the before time, was even more special than it is today, if that is possible. In this place called Nepal, there is a family. They live in a normal Nepalese settlement. Small houses, squat and low down, built from stone hewn from the mountains themselves, dragged up trackways by yaks and stooped old men carrying timbers on their backs, 3 times the size of themselves. This family lives far, far off in a valley up in the Himalayan mountain range itself. Not far from a place that at the time was called Nawache, which means dark forest. Oh, Nawache is not just a dark forest. It's also a bazaar, a place where people go to trade goods and services, where you can buy all the best things to eat and all the trinkets and toys that you could possibly want. Well, the young girl, she loved going to Nawache. Nawache Bazaar was her favoritist place in the whole world. But when winter came, it was hard to get to Nawache. Their little hut was far, far off. It was many, many hours' walk on the best of days, and the mountains are certainly steep and the tracks are certainly rough. One winter, things were getting very hard indeed, as things tend to do in winter. The nasturtiums that make up the larger part of the salads that they eat in Nepal, the nasturtiums and the cabbages, the big cucumbers and the pulses that they make soups from, they had run very, very low indeed. Oh, usually in these circumstances, the family would go off to Nawache, they would go to the bazaar, and they would buy all kinds of delicious things, and they would make the hours and hours and hours long trek back to their house. And they would prepare those things for storage, and they would eke them out through the days and sometimes the months. But not on this occasion. On this occasion, the snows came over, and the family grew hungrier and hungrier as the winds howled. Now, as is commonplace in Nepal, this family sat down and they told stories that the young girl had never before heard. Stories of the Yeti. The Yeti is the reason that they don't go to the lower slopes, where crops still grew, because the snow had not yet hit. The Yeti eat the root of the plants there, but the people do not, for fear of the Yeti. Now, even around the fire, the family were cold. Even around the fire, with the stories being told so wondrous, the girl fell asleep with worry in her heart. She woke early the next day. She went out to the lower slopes, and the blizzards came over. Snow thicker and faster than she had ever seen before in her life, and she was so scared. But even so, she dug. She dug into that frozen earth, pulling rocks aside, heavy and sturdy as they were. And she clawed up the roots that the Yeti ate from the ground. And she stashed them in her basket for later. But as the day grew longer, it also grew darker. Clouds rolled up through the valley. With them, they brought lightning, and they brought thunder, and they brought the densest of snowstorms, denser even than anyone in the whole of Nepal had seen before.
so thick now. I should have listened to my parents. Are you... No, you can't be. Are you a Yeti? Oh, I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me. I know I shouldn't have come out in this thick snow. My dad told me stories about you, how you eat the roots on the lower slopes, and I thought, we have nothing else to eat, I should go and see if I can find any, but... Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to take your roots from you. Oh, and the snow's so thick now. I'm never gonna find my way home. And it's so cold. It's so cold. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm never gonna find my way home.
The girl was found the next morning at the entrance to the village, near that great arch painted with murals, images of Chomolungma, of Nuptse and Lutse, of Amadablam, the jewel of Nepal. There was nothing wrong with her. She was completely unscathed. She had a hazy memory of what had happened in the snowstorm, but she couldn't remember how she'd made it back. What she did remember was warmth, of hearing a language that was familiar, but that she also could not translate to save her life. But it was there in her mind, a memory of safety, of comfort. The snowstorm had come over, had swept the entire valley. Her parents had been worried for her life. They gathered her up immediately and they wept over her. And then they saw her basket. And in her basket, they saw the roots from the lower slopes, and they knew it had been the Yeti that had delivered her safely home. They also knew that they must not go back to the lower slopes. They must continue the story, and they must make people wary of those areas. Because if the Nepalese people were to eat all of the roots that the Yeti eat, there would be nothing left for the Yeti. And these beautiful creatures, these creatures of comfort and safety, would be lost to the world forever. That was really good.
I really enjoyed that story.
Yeah, me as well. And it reminded me of what mountains are.
Mountains! I'd forgotten about mountains.
Yeah, so high up that the air is still clean.
Could you imagine air being that clean? You breathe it in and it doesn't hurt your lungs.
Yeah, no dust, no atomic waste, and
Oh.
no mercury rain, but they did have that other kind of precipitation.
Oh, snow!
Snow, and that sounded very bad indeed.
I don't like the idea of being that cold.
Yeah, it must have been very, very chilly. And I really felt for the little girl as well. She must have been so cold.
Oh, but it was okay though because she met the creature. What did they call the creature?
Blue fella, Yeti.
Yeti.
The Yeti, and the Yeti wasn't what she thought it was going to be.
Exactly. he looked all scary and she thought he was gonna hurt her, but actually he was really kind.
Yeah, and he wrapped her all up and he kept her snug despite the snowstorm. And then she went back, she went home, and it was all okay. It was really interesting.
Oh, it was a really nice story. I'm so glad we had that one.
Yeah, me as well, but I did not like the sound of all that snow. I really hope we have nothing like that at all.
I don't know how I would cope with anything being that cold.
I mean, currently I'm okay because one of the cybernetic implants I had was actually to have heat packs installed about my body, and they constantly warm me.
Wow, you got that upgrade.
I did, but it does run down my battery really quite quickly, so I've got to do a lot of dancing to keep it charged.
That does seem to be the big downside to all these cybernetic implants. It is good for morale though, seeing everyone dancing along, but it seems really inefficient.
It would be really good if there were some way of defeating the Triffid Menace without the cybernetics, but I can't see it happening.
Well, that's where Science Club steps in, you see. We had this bright idea for the bomb.
Yeah, which, actually, it does look like it's pretty much charged up.
You're quite right. And because you did such a good job with the story, I think you should be the one to unplug it.
Oh, wow.
That's the final stage before we get to launch it.
Okay, right. So, I just, this cable here.
That's exactly right, yeah.
And it'll be alright. I just unplug it.
Everything should be fine.
Okay, so far so good. So far so good. I'm just going to leave this over here so Brenda can tidy it up later.
Oh, this is it. This is the moment. It's time to set the bomb off.
Okay, she's off. I'm still not entirely convinced that it is the best idea, but it is the only idea that we've got, so...
Okay, the bomb should be setting off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh! Ah!
Wow!
Are you serious?
Did you see that explosion?
The lights have gone out!
Oh, but that was so awesome, didn't you think?
Oh, the generator's gone off!
Oh, that is a bit of a shame, but no more Triffids! The Triffids are gone!
Well, yeah, I'm very grateful for that, but the generator's gone off. The EMP has fried all of the electronics.
Oh, well, the bomb did exactly what it was meant to do.
Okay, when I say all of the electronics, I'm also referring to all of the cybernetics that I've just had installed in my body.
Ah, that is a bit of a problem.
It's literally pointless now, completely defunct.
But at least you don't have to do any more dancing to keep yourself charged.
That is a plus, I suppose. Look, I think things are going to get pretty cold very, very quickly. We should probably go and get some firewood, to be honest.
That's a very good idea, Rob. We should go.
Okay.
What are you doing? You sat here in the dark eating what looks like charred plant matter.
Well, I was a bit peckish. And, we're running low on stores.
Yeah.
And, vegetables are good for you, right?
That's what they say, yeah?
So, using the last bit of power that I've got left in my internal cells, I, charged up my cybernetics and I I went and took a walk, and turns out that irradiated triffid is it's not that bad.
Really?
All things considered, you know, as a food source, considering it's now in plentiful supply, have a little bit. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a nice chunky bit. It's good.
It's all wibbly.
It's good.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
It's quite nice actually.
Imagine it as a side to wobbly bit.
Ooh, wobbly bit salad.
Now, it's not like mutant steaks are easy to come by these days since the triffids wiped them all out.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
And why I'm sat here in the dark, well, the generator's busted, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I have to think of something to do about that.
Yeah. I think you and the Science Club need to start looking into candle manufacture. Hi.
Hi.
We've had a great time today, haven't we, Penny?
Oh, just the best.
Fantastic time. And we'd like to just take a very brief moment just to say thank you. Thank you so much to all those out there who have donated over the past weeks. Thank you for all of the sharp implements and round pieces of metal that used to be used for trade and commerce. Thank you for the ocular implants and the solar panels you used to get on calculators. Thank you for all the seeds and nutrients to go in soil. We really, really appreciate it. We can't keep doing what we do without your help. So please do keep donating. If you have anything better than nuclear charged triffid meat, we would really appreciate it. Any celery. Do you remember celery?
Celery, the long ones.
The long green ones. Yeah, celery would be fantastic. Some candles right now would go down a treat. Any pliers you have lying around, because I've really got to rip out these cybernetic implants. Please do go to www.paypal.me/Strange-Twig and donate whatever you feel. And please do donate. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I've gone off it now.
Oh, really? It's actually kind of growing on me.
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's,
some
yeah. Ugh.
Hey! Oh, where's it? Did eat on a triffid?